Let's see, Daddy's old fishing rod right over here, yeah.
You know, Mo, I'll probably get 10 years. Nowadays they call him a saint.
For decades, speculation ran wild about the friendship between Hank Williams Jr. and Waylon Jennings and what really went down between the two country musicians. Finally, Hank has come forward to clear the air, and what he reveals confirms the rumors about his fellow country music star. Join us as we uncover the truth behind Waylon Jennings' career, success, and life. Born as Randall Hank Williams on May 26, 1949, in Shreveport, Louisiana, he was given the nickname Bucephus by his father. The name came from a ventriloquist dummy used by Grand Ole Opry comedian Rod Brasfield. Tragically, he lost his father in 1953 at the tender age of 4, leaving him to be raised solely by his mother, Audrey. From an early age, music surrounded him, shaping his future in profound ways. He was introduced to various styles and instruments by famous musicians who visited his home. These included country icons like Merle Haggard and Johnny Cash, as well as blues and rock musicians like Fats Domino, Lightnin' Hopkins, and Jerry Lee Lewis. Earl Scruggs, a pioneering banjo player, also played a significant role in inspiring his early musical development. By the time he was 8, he had already stepped onto the stage, performing his father's songs with remarkable confidence. As he grew older, his passion for music only intensified. During his time at John Overton High School in Nashville, Tennessee, he regularly brought his guitar to class, using every opportunity to showcase his talent. He enthusiastically played at pep rallies and even performed with the school choir, gaining valuable experience in front of audiences. Despite growing recognition, much of his early career revolved around imitating his famous father. Throughout the 1960s and early 1970s, he released recordings that achieved notable success in the country music scene. However, despite earning numerous hits, he felt deeply dissatisfied. He struggled with the overwhelming expectation to live in his father's shadow, feeling creatively stifled by the constant comparisons. Eventually, his frustration led him to sever ties with his mother, a decision that marked a turning point in his journey. Determined to carve out his own identity, he set out on a new musical path during the mid-1970s. This transition, however, did not come without its struggles. While working on a series of songs, he found himself caught in a destructive cycle of substance and alcohol addiction. Seeking a fresh start, he relocated to Alabama, hoping that a change in environment would help him regain control over both his music and his personal life. During this period, Hank gravitated toward the emerging Southern rock and outlaw country movements and surrounded himself with musicians who shared his rebellious spirit. He collaborated with figures such as Waylon Jennings, Toy Caldwell, and Charlie Daniels, absorbing their raw energy into his own evolving sound. In 1975, he released Hank Williams Jr. and Friends, an album that blended traditional country with rock influences, defying industry expectations. However, just as his artistic breakthrough was taking shape, he experienced a life-threatening incident. On August 8, 1975, while mountain climbing in southwestern Montana, he suffered a near-fatal accident. He was scaling Ajax Peak, located on the Continental Divide near the Idaho border, when the snow beneath him suddenly gave way. Without warning, he plummeted almost 500 feet onto the unforgiving rocky terrain below. "I went down a snowfield and slide rock, which is a mini avalanche, you know," he later recalled. The impact was catastrophic, causing multiple severe skull and facial fractures. His injuries were so extreme that his survival seemed uncertain. Over the next 2 years, he endured a tough recovery process. He had to undergo 17 rigorous surgeries to reconstruct his shattered face and repair the extensive damage to his skull. He painfully relearned how to talk and sing, determined not to let the accident silence him. The incident was later depicted in the semi-autobiographical television film Living Proof, the Hank Williams Jr. story. As he adjusted to the physical changes resulting from his injuries, he made a stylistic transformation as well. To conceal his scars and disfigurement, he began sporting a beard, sunglasses, and a cowboy hat. This look, originally born out of necessity, soon became his trademark image. By 1976, his resilience and perseverance were gaining recognition. That year, Rolling Stone acknowledged the strength of his music, describing his mainstream country material as among the best that Nashville had to offer. In 1977, he recorded and released One Night Stands in the New South, both of which reflected his growing confidence in his unique sound. He also partnered with his friend Waylon Jennings on the song Once and For All. As the 1980s arrived, his momentum only increased. In 1980, he made an appearance on the popular PBS show Austin City Limits, performing during the show's 5th season alongside Shake Russell and Dana Cooper Band became prolific, often releasing 2 albums per year. His output during this decade was nothing short of astonishing, with each album contributing to his growing reputation as a country music powerhouse. Over the years, he successfully broke free from his father's shadow, crafting a distinct identity that blended country, rock, and blues into a powerful, unmistakable sound. His influence extended far beyond his own success, inspiring countless musicians who followed in his footsteps. He proved that he was more than just the son of a legend, he was a force to be reckoned with in his own right. Although he didn't know it at the time, much more awaited him in his career. During the early 1980s, Hank Williams Jr. experienced an extraordinary rise in popularity, reaching levels of success that few had ever achieved before. In 1982, he accomplished something remarkable by having 9 of his albums appear on the Billboard Top Country Albums chart at the same time. Each of these albums consisted of original music rather than compilations, making the achievement even more impressive. Between 1987 and 1988, he received one of the highest honors in the industry when the Country Music Association recognized him as Entertainer of the Year. Additionally, from 1987 to 1989, he won the same prestigious award from the Academy of Country Music. His album Born to Boogie stood out as the peak of his acceptance and widespread recognition throughout the 1980s. His career soared as he became widely recognized as a country music superstar. His music combined the traditional roots of country with a bold rock-influenced sound that made his songs incredibly energetic and engaging. His lyrics often captured themes of rebellion, personal struggles, and the pride of living a country lifestyle, making them deeply relatable to his audience. During the late 1970s and continuing into the mid-1980s, Hank's songs consistently reached the top positions on the country charts. Some of his most successful and well-loved songs from this period include Family Tradition, Whiskey Bent and Hellbound, Old Habits, Ain't Misbehavin', Born to Boogie, and My Name Is Bacefus. Each song resonated with country music fans and became defining anthems of his career. In 1987, he released Wild Streak, a song co-written with Houston songwriter Terry Sharp. This collaboration resulted in a gold record for both artists, proving the song's overwhelming popularity. The next year, he continued to embrace themes of Southern identity and pride by releasing If the South Woulda Won. This song gave an imaginative take on an alternate historical scenario in which the South had won the Civil War, striking a chord with many of his dedicated fans. One of his most innovative musical projects came in 1989 when he released There's a Tear in My Beer, a song originally written by his father. Through the use of electronic merging technology, he was able to create a duet with his late father, making it appear as though they were performing together. His father's original recording featured only a guitar, but this new version blended their voices seamlessly, creating an emotional and nostalgic tribute. The accompanying music video further enhanced the illusion by incorporating old television footage of his father, digitally altered to look as though the two were sharing the stage. The video became a major success, winning recognition from both the Country Music Association and the Academy of Country Music as Video of the Year. The project was so well received that in 1990, he earned a Grammy Award for Best Country Vocal Collaboration, adding to his already impressive career. His music continued to reach massive audiences, with one of his most famous songs, A Country Boy Can Survive, becoming an anthem for self-reliance and perseverance. Additionally, his involvement in sports entertainment contributed to his mainstream recognition. His 1984 hit All My Rowdy Friends Are Coming Over Tonight was reworked into the theme song for Monday Night Football, a role that lasted for years. Between 1991 and 1994, his opening theme for the broadcast earned him 4 Emmy Awards, proving his ability to entertain beyond country music. Between 1979 and 1992, Hank released a total of 21 albums, including 18 studio albums and 3 compilations. Every single one of these albums was at least certified gold by the Recording Industry Association of America. His influence on the country music charts was equally remarkable. Between 1979 and 1990, he enjoyed a string of 30 top 10 singles on the Billboard country charts. Throughout his career, he accumulated a total of 44 top 10 singles, with 10 of them reaching the coveted number 1 position. His consistent chart success reflected his ability to evolve while staying true to the heart of country music. Nevertheless, Hank showed no signs of slowing down. Hank Williams Jr.'s career has remained successful over the years, with an impressive output. In 2000, he lent his powerful voice to the character of Injun Joe in the animated adaptation of Tom Sawyer. This project allowed him to showcase his deep, resonant tone in a unique way, bringing the menacing character to life with a distinct presence. His ability to convey emotion through voice acting highlighted his versatility beyond singing and songwriting. Just a year later, in 2001, he took one of his most well-known songs, A Country Boy Can Survive, and gave it a new meaning in response to the tragic events of September 11th. He co-wrote a revised version, renaming it America Can Survive. The updated lyrics reflected the resilience and determination of the American people, transforming the song into an anthem of strength and patriotism. In 2004, he was prominently featured on CMT Outlaws, a television program dedicated to showcasing rebellious and influential country musicians. His presence on the show reaffirmed his status as a legendary figure in the outlaw country genre. 2 years later, in 2006, he took center stage at the widely celebrated Summerfest concert, one of the largest and most highly attended music festivals in the world. Beyond his musical performances, he also made several appearances in music videos. He appeared alongside well-known artists like Larry the Cable Guy, Kid Rock, and Charlie Daniels in Gretchen Wilson's music video for All Jacked Up. His connection with Kid Rock extended further, as the two also made appearances in Wilson's Redneck Woman video. In addition to these collaborations, he had a small role in Kid Rock's videos for Only God Knows Why and Redneck Paradise. On April 10, 2006, his contributions to music were recognized when CMT presented him with the Johnny Cash Visionary Award at the CMT Music Awards. 2 years later, on November 11, 2008, he was named a BMI icon at the 56th Annual BMI Country Awards. This title is reserved for artists who have left a unique and unforgettable mark on multiple generations of musicians and songwriters. In April 2009, he released Red, White, and Pink Slip Blues, a powerful and timely single that resonated with many listeners. The song reached number 43 on the country charts and was the lead single for his album 127 Rose Avenue. When the album debuted, it quickly climbed to number 7 on the Billboard Top Country Albums chart, proving that his music continued to connect with audiences. That same year, it was announced that the album would be his final one. His contributions to music were further acknowledged in 2015 when he was inducted into the Louisiana Music Hall of Fame. This prestigious recognition celebrated his deep connection to the region's rich musical heritage. On August 12, 2020, another significant honor came his way when he was selected for induction into the Country Music Hall of Fame, setting his place among the greatest artists in the genre's history. Beyond his vocal abilities, he is an incredibly skilled multi-instrumentalist. His musical talents span a wide range of instruments, including guitar, bass guitar, upright bass, steel guitar, banjo, resonator guitar, piano, keyboards, saxophone, harmonica, fiddle, and drums. His diverse abilities allow him to create music that blends multiple styles, giving his work a distinct and recognizable sound. Over the years, he explored various musical identities, recording singles under different stage names. He used Luke the Drifter Jr. in tribute to his father's alter ego, Luke the Drifter. He also embraced a more rock-oriented persona as Rocking a Randall and Bopus, a nickname given to him by his father. Additionally, he recorded blues music under the alias Thunderhead Hawkins. His ability to shift between musical styles made him a truly versatile artist. Hank's ability to blend these styles has inspired many musicians across different generations. Artists such as Delta Generators, Walker Hayes, Sam Hunt, Davin James, Shooter Jennings, Wayne Mills, the Six String Outlaws, and Gretchen Wilson have all credited him as a major influence on their work. His impact on the music industry remains undeniable as his songs continue to inspire new generations of artists and fans alike. However, Hank has come forward to openly say the truth. Hank Williams Jr. finally confirms the rumors. Hank Williams Jr. and Waylon Jennings shared a profound and intricate relationship that significantly influenced the landscape of country music. Their bond was deeply rooted in mutual respect and admiration, yet it was also marked by candid critiques and unfiltered opinions. Hank Jr. often spoke about Waylon with a blend of reverence and straightforwardness, reflecting the complex dynamics of their friendship. In various interviews and public statements, Hank has openly acknowledged Waylon's immense talent and his crucial role in the outlaw country movement. He frequently praised Waylon's distinctive voice and rebellious spirit, emphasizing how Waylon courageously challenged the conventional norms of the Nashville music industry. Though this admiration was not one-sided, Waylon also held Hank in high esteem, once remarking that on a good night, Hank could make his legendary father, Hank Williams Sr., look like an amateur. This mutual respect underscored the deep connection between the two icons. However, their relationship was not devoid of controversy. Hank did not shy away from expressing his opinions about Wayne's lifestyle choices, particularly his struggles with substance addiction. He candidly discussed how Wayne's battles with illegal substances and alcohol affected his health and career, sometimes leading to erratic behavior and missed performances. Hank Jr. expressed concern that these issues not only jeopardized Wayne's well-being but also threatened to overshadow his musical legacy. Also, Hank occasionally critiqued Wayne's defiance of the Nashville establishment. While he admired Wayne's desire for artistic freedom, he also believed that Wayne's confrontational approach sometimes alienated industry professionals who could have supported his career. Hank suggested that a more diplomatic strategy might have allowed Wayne to achieve even greater success without compromising his artistic integrity. Despite these critiques, Hank deeply valued their collaboration. Their duet, The Conversation, released in 1983, is a demonstration of their shared history and mutual respect. In this song, they reflect on their father's legacies and their own paths in the music industry, offering listeners an intimate glimpse into their personal and professional lives. The song's lyrics and heartfelt delivery cemented their status as country music legends. Hank Jr. also admired Wayne's mentorship of younger artists. He observed how Wayne generously shared his knowledge and experience with emerging musicians, helping to shape the next generation of country artists. This willingness to nurture new talent demonstrated Wayne's commitment to the genre and his desire to see it evolve and thrive. In reflecting on Wayne's legacy, Hank often highlighted the duality of his friend's persona. On one hand, Wayne was a fiercely independent artist who resisted conformity and championed creative freedom. On the other hand, he was a vulnerable individual battling with personal demons and the pressures of fame. Hank believed that this complexity made Wayne's music more authentic and relatable, as it encapsulated the struggles and triumphs of real life. Hank also spoke about the personal bond they shared beyond their musical endeavors. He recounted stories of their time together on the road, the late-night conversations, and the mutual support they offered each other during challenging times. These anecdotes revealed a deep friendship that transcended their professional collaboration, rooted in mutual understanding and shared experiences. In his reflections, Hank Jr. acknowledged the profound impact Wayne had on his own career. He credited Wayne with inspiring him to embrace his true self in his music, encouraging him to break free from the shadow of his father's legacy and forge his own path. This guidance was instrumental in Hank's development as an artist, allowing him to create a unique identity within the country music scene. "I've been taught to look like, act like, sing like, be like your daddy from the word go." Despite the controversies and criticism, Hank's statements about Waylon Jennings ultimately painted a picture of deep admiration and respect. He recognized Wayne as a trailblazer who left an indelible mark on country music, influencing countless artists and reshaping the genre's landscape. Hank believed that Wayne's contributions would continue to resonate with audiences for generations to come. Family, the legacy continues. Hank Williams Jr. has lived a life filled with passion, music, and deep personal connections. Over the years, he has experienced love, heartbreak, and the challenges of maintaining relationships in the spotlight. Each marriage played a role in shaping his journey, influencing both his personal life and his legendary career. While some marriages ended in separation, each one left a lasting impact on him, teaching him lessons about love, commitment, and resilience. His first marriage was to Gwen Yain, a woman who became an important part of his early life. They tied the knot in 1971 when Hank was still carving out his own identity in the music world. Gwen was by his side as he struggled to step out from his father's shadow, supporting him through the pressures of fame. Their marriage brought the birth of their son, Shelton Hank Williams III, better known as Hank III. As the firstborn son of Hank Jr., Hank III inherited the family's musical talent, eventually making a name for himself in the industry. Despite their strong connection, Hank Jr. and Gwen's marriage did not last. The pressures of his career, along with personal struggles, led to their divorce. Although their relationship ended, their son carried on the Hank legacy, proving that music truly ran in the family. After his divorce from Gwen, Hank found love again with Becky White. Their marriage began in 1977, marking a new chapter in his life. Becky brought joy and stability into his world, and together they had 2 daughters, Hillary and Holly. Hank's daughters grew up surrounded by music, and Holly eventually followed in her father's footsteps, becoming a singer. Songwriter, she developed her own unique style, blending traditional country with modern influences, earning respect in the industry. While their marriage seemed strong at first, Hank and Becky faced their own set of challenges. Over time, their differences became too much to overcome, and they eventually parted ways. Even though their marriage ended, they remained connected through their children, who continued to honor the family's musical heritage. His longest and most well-known marriage was to Mary Jane Thomas, a former model who captured his heart. They met in the 1980s, and their love story quickly blossomed. There was an undeniable spark between them, and their connection grew deeper over time. They married in 1990, and the union lasted for more than 3 decades. Mary Jane was a strong, beautiful, and supportive partner, standing by Hank through many highs and lows and bringing balance to his life. Their marriage had its ups and downs. Like any long-term relationship, they went through difficult times that tested their strength. But their deep love for each other helped them overcome many challenges. There were periods when their relationship was strained, and they even separated for a time. However, they eventually found their way back to each other, proving that their bond was stronger than any obstacles they faced. Their story was filled with both passionate moments and struggles, making it a truly unforgettable journey. Together, they had 2 children, Catherine Hanks Dunning and Samuel Hanks. Samuel pursued music, carrying on the Hanks name in his own way, while Catherine chose a quieter life, focusing on her family. His children grew up in a world filled with music, fame, and the pressures of being part of a legendary family. Tragically, their family was struck by heartbreak when Catherine passed away in a car accident in 2020. The loss was devastating for Hank Jr. and Mary Jane, leaving them with a pain that could never fully heal. Despite the sorrow, they leaned on each other for support, finding comfort in the shared memories and the love they had for their children. Sadly, in 2022, another heartbreak followed when Mary Jane passed away after a medical procedure. Her demise left a deep void in Hank's life, marking the end of their long and meaningful journey together. She had been his rock for many years, and losing her was a profound and painful experience. In September 2023, Hank Williams Jr. married Brandy Williams in an intimate ceremony at Enon Baptist Church in Banks, Alabama. The couple, who had been friends for over 2 decades, announced their engagement on Mother's Day earlier that year. Brandy, originally from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, was previously married to Jason Irvin, with whom she shares 3 children, Alexis, JB, and Ava. Hank and Brandy's relationship blossomed into romance following the passing of Hank's 3rd wife, Mary Jane Thomas. Their wedding was a private affair attended by close family and friends, including Brandy's children. The ceremony was followed by a reception at Kendall Hall in Troy, Alabama. Throughout their relationship, the couple has shared glimpses of their life together on social media, often showcasing their shared love for outdoor activities like hunting and fishing. Hank, who has children from previous marriages, including sons and daughters, maintains a close-knit family dynamic. The union of Hank and Brandy marks a new chapter in the singer's life, blending their families and shared interests. Through all of his marriages, Hank Williams Jr. has experienced love in many forms. Some relationships ended in heartbreak, while others lasted for decades, shaping his life in ways both joyful and painful. Despite the challenges, he has always remained a devoted father, cherishing the children who carry on his legacy. His journey through love and marriage has been filled with ups and downs, but one thing has remained constant: his deep passion for family and the music that connects them all. Hank Williams Jr. became a country music legend by forging his own sound, blending traditional country with southern rock and blues. His success as a country music legend wasn't just about following in his father's footsteps, it was about breaking free from them. His anthems became rallying cries for independence, resilience, and the outlaw spirit. Fans embraced his raw energy, and the industry rewarded him with chart-topping albums, titles, and awards, leaving a permanent mark on country music history. More than an artist, he became a symbol of rebellion, tradition, and the unstoppable force of a true country legend. With a successful career behind him, Hank Williams Jr. has cemented his place as one of country music's most influential figures. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.